this is your reading for Sunday, the 17th of July. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so let's see what we've got for today. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. And I'm kind of being told a story here. I'm feeling that especially a female is going to be somewhat led astray in her affections. So it may be that you're happily married, or you're really interested in doing healing work or helping other people. And on this day, something or someone comes in and kind of leads you astray. So it's either that you become infatuated with someone who you're looking at, or who just seems to be in your vicinity, or you get enamored with something which really isn't helpful, like gambling or competing or trying to sabotage someone else. But I really think that what happens is some sort of temptation appears in your life, and it causes you to break with your usual beliefs and values, and it leads you up the garden path a little bit, and you become further away, or you become somewhat distracted or taken away from your usual beliefs and values and ways of doing things and what you usually care about. And the effect that this has is that it takes you away from what you're working on, and it can potentially ruin what you've built so hard to create in your life. So let's say that you're someone who is an art dealer, you've built a beautiful house, you've worked hard for 10 years, and you become enamored with gambling, and you gamble away tens of thousands in one day because you have this sudden obsession to gamble and to experience some excitement, and it will rob you of 7 years of work, for instance, okay? Or it could be that you're in a happy relationship, but you suddenly are approached by someone who takes a liking to you and invited, to have an intimate moment or something like that, and you go for it, and it blows up in your face. The other person, your committed partner, actually finds out about this somehow by finding some sort of a clue in a jacket or in a trouser pocket or something, and it really ruins the relationship that you've worked so hard to build. So it's really something that is long term, that is being threatened, and there is a threat that comes into your life. And if you have any notions that it's worth risking everything for this person because they seem so perfect and ideal, this other person or thing isn't something permanent and long term that's going to stay in your life. It's a fleeting temptation. It's a fleeting moment of insanity that isn't going to support you in future. Okay, so the person who's gambling, for instance, it's not that gambling is now a new healthy way of spending your free time. It's just a one-time obsession that really blows things up and then it's done with. It's a massive explosion event that really can undo a lot of good. So on this day, be careful to what you're tempted by, what you're presented with. And if you do have to take a major risk today on this day and say, okay, I'm going to really risk my whole life on this day for this one thing, for this one moment of pleasure or madness or excitement that I really deserve, then it's very unlikely that that is a worthy risk to take, and it's much more likely that you're really sabotaging yourself. And when you return to sanity, it may be that you really have to eat a lot of humble pie or try and make up for what you've done, and it's really going to be difficult to come back from. So it's a very strong warning here on this day, Sunday the 17th of July. So just watch out for things that may seem to promise a lot, but that actually deliver very little in truth. Number-wise, we've got 1 and 1 and 7 is 9. And 9 is spirituality and completion. So the way to navigate this day is to connect with spirit and to ask that inner still voice within, and run things by that inner still voice and say, is this really right? And you'll get a very clear message back from that voice. So you're going to have a lot of ego shouting in your ear. It's going to be loud and exciting and urgent, prompting you to go and, get in that car and speed off to that hotel and sit in the hot tub and have the best night of your life. But before you do that, check in and just say, really, let's take a moment here. What is this really about? And you will get the answer via that quiet, consistent voice within that will tell you whether this is a good move or not. Okay, so yep, proceed with caution. Have a good day despite this. In terms of if you're able to kind of resist these kind of things and use the day for positive, then you can have just as positive a day as you could potentially have a very destructive day. These things are part of the duality, and if there's great potential for major undoing and unraveling of your life, then there's also great potential to really build something new for the future and really wonderful. It's like a seesaw. One side is really down and the other side is really up. So let's pull a final card on this then. Okay, we've got the Four of Wands, okay? So the Four of Wands is a celebration, a new doorway in your life. So we're looking at this either way. You can go into, either way, this is an important day. It either leads you down a very destructive path or a very productive path. And if you resist temptation and really get realistic and do something positive and constructive, and you'll know that, if you're about to go off to the casino and gamble 10 grand, if you ask yourself the question, is this really constructive? Then the answer is going to be very clear. So it's not that there's a lack of guidance here. Ask yourself that question, and if it is constructive, you can have a great success on this day, just as it can go the other way as well. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a private reading with me for guidance, either if the day has gone well or has been a total bust, and you need some guidance what to do next, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on readings and order your reading with me there. Remember to subscribe and check out Facebook. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.